everybody. I want to make this live video to finally, address how I got through COVID and just, what helped me cope through the whole virus, this whole pandemic that we just went through, right? 600,000 people died, so I kind of want to commemorate them and, also the struggle that it is to go through a pandemic and my personal struggle. And so this live will be interactive, so if you comment, whatever, I'll answer your questions. So I want to make this video just to drink a beer, so I'm kind of in my emotions, and I'm about to go on a bike ride, and I want to make this video before I go. But I think nobody forecasted COVID. Nobody thought that there would be this virus that would, just change the way fundamentally how humans interact with each other and how we, just interact with our world. And so to me, it was, I'm an introvert, so it was a shock, but it wasn't. I think certain aspects were a shock, such as like traveling. So where I get my, kind of getaway is when I travel. And so I saw the pandemic. I have a whole different perspective on it than a lot of people, because a lot of people didn't travel during the pandemic, and I did. And so I went to LA in September, and then I drove to San Francisco by myself. So I have friends in LA, so I hung out with them, and then I drove to San Francisco by myself in September. And so this was like when everything was just like locked down. And so when I arrived in LA, there was smoke everywhere. There was ash on the floor. And so it was ironic because in Denver, it was raining ash also because of the forest fires. And so when I arrived, people were coughing in the airport. It was just not a good experience. It was scary. There was people coughing. I didn't know if it was from the virus or from the smoke, the fog, whatever the fuck it was. And so I was just shocked. I was totally shocked because I was scared. I was like by myself. I was scared, and that's how you know I'm brave. I'm a brave fucking person. And the fact that I could do that in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of a freaking forest fires everywhere, I could handle anything that's thrown at me. So I was literally in the middle of how you look up to the sky. So I took an airplane. I did a flight class. So I drove an airplane in LA. And so I flew my first airplane with the pilot right next to me. And so I was flying over LA. I wanted to. I was like, that'd be interesting to see the fire from above. What do you see? You go up. It's so hot that there's turbulence. Boom, 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 boom. As you're going and you're ascending upwards, the air pockets, you could feel them. The heat, it just was not a smooth ride. And so, but when we got over the water, it started smoothing out, and you could kind of see because it was about when the sun was going down. The sunset was setting. On this side, you can see the forest fire from LA, and this fire here, because there's multiple fires all the way from LA all the way to San Francisco. And so you could see the fire in the distance, and I was just thinking, wow, life can change in a second. It's a split second, and it's crazy because I've never seen life that way. Life just it really scared me that life could change in a split second like that. And so it was an awakening moment for myself, at least. And I'm still kind of in that mindset where I'm just like, I need to see, what is my destiny here? What is my purpose here? Because I have a purpose, right? And I think if you didn't find your purpose in this crazy year that we went through, bizarre, very bizarre, what are you doing? What the fuck you doing? And so I was sitting there in the airplane for about an hour, just drifting along the coast with this random ass pilot. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, wow, what a beautiful world we live in. But life can we can die in a second. People around you can die in a second, and then you got to think of it that way because you can't be fearful. We got to be cautious, and you got to be aware, cognitive that things can change in a split second like that. So, with that knowledge, I drove all the way to San Francisco, which is about a 7-hour drive. Beautiful drive. While I'm driving the coast, they tell me I can't drive all the way through the famous road, on the West Coast. So there's this highway, and apparently the fires blocked the road, so I couldn't go all the way to San Francisco through that path. And so it wasn't a smooth ride on that path either. And so I was stuck and had to go. I literally stayed in my car for about an hour just sitting there. What the frick do I do? And so I had to go all the way around the fire because I couldn't drive straight on the West Coast because the fires blocked the highway because the fire was so immense that it indulged the area. And so I'm like, okay, where do I go from here? What do I do in this situation all by myself in the middle of nowhere where there's a fire in the middle of where I'm going? And so I had to reroute. I drive all the way around, which is about 3 hours extra, all the way around the forest that's on fire. And as I'm driving early in the morning to San Francisco, I look up at the sky, and it looks like a nuclear bomb went off in the freaking sky. It looks like a nuclear bomb went off. Red. The sky is red, and it looks like we're in fucking apocalyptic. It was bizarre. And so I just thought the world was ended. I just sat there, and I was calling my mom, and I'm like, Mom, the world, something's going on. Like, this fucking fire is this isn't good. And you could see it was raining ash, and I started crying because, California is such a beautiful state, and I never drove the coast by myself or with anybody. I'm gonna go back and drive with people, my family. We already went back. I already went back with my family in San Francisco after this a few months ago. But I think just seeing that by myself, kind of like I needed to see that because it showed me, this world, we have to take care of it. And if we don't take care of this world, it's gonna die. It's gonna die in flames. We're gonna die in heat stroke. We're gonna die, in burning flames. And so you have to have balance. And so I seen that, and I never seen anything like that. The sky was red. It looked like I was in hell. I was in hell for a second. Like when I got the second vaccine, the Moderna vaccine, I was in hell. I died for 10 hours. I was going to go to hospitals, burning up. And so it all ties into each other. Like, it all ties together. And so I think everything happens for a reason. Faith, I have faith, right? And so nothing happens, and nothing's a coincidence. You could say it is, but that's bullshit. And so since we're in this world where everything happens for a reason, we already have the end, right? And so I actually was taking a work call. So I was working at the time at this startup. And so I was working from home. So I was working on my computer in my car while I was driving there the whole freaking week I was there. I was working, stopped, would work on the computer, would start driving, would work on the computer, blah, blah, blah. It was the weirdest experience. I never thought I would be able to work from my car and do that. And so I was doing that, and I was like, why not? And so I'm on the call with my coworkers because we would have weekly Thursday meetings. And they're like, hey, Jared, I thought you were going to make it. I'm like, I made it. I need to talk to you guys. The sky's on fire. What do I do? I can't go swimming. I can't go to the beach. And so they just were like, they saw it on TV, how the sky was on fire. And San Francisco was, you saw the guy running in this fog, in the ash. Everybody saw that on the news. And so I was right there in the middle of it. And so It was sad. It was fucking sad. It was depressing. It was the worst experience I've ever had. And then on top of it, I was going during a pandemic, and so you know we're in a different moment now. After the pandemic, it's subsiding. It's going away. We could feel it. It's going away. And so I'm trying to adjust back to going back into the world. So it's hard. I'm sure a lot of people are taking it hard to readjust because nobody thought it would go like that. It just felt like it just went like a light switch. Boom. We could do everything again. And so, yeah, I'm scared to go places still, but you just got to do it. You got to get out and do it. Humans are made to be out and with the world.
Dinner.
And so
it's more than just a meal you make every night. It's a chance to slow down.
Okay. I always see that ad and I get hungry as I always get so hungry. But I just wanted to make this video to really just honor, the struggle. And I took it, my auntie died during the virus on April 1st. She died on April 1st, my sister's birthday. Ironically enough, the one person who she didn't go see in the hospital, she dies on her birthday. And I couldn't go bury her because 10 people limit on a fucking funeral. And so I took the beginning of the virus really hard because I couldn't bury my loved one, my auntie, Gloria Baca. And so you can't bury somebody during the virus? That was hard. I could imagine. And then my uncle died about March 7th, he died. And so we got to bury him, though, thankfully. But I just really want to take this video to say, because I get about 1,000 views each video. I would say on average, it's going to be hitting that mark again. And so I just want to make this video to say that it's over. This is over. This is, if something like this happens again, we know how to work with it, but we might never go through something like this again. And so I hope this was an enlightening period for a lot of people, myself included. And so, yeah, thank you guys for watching. About 11 people on this live. Nobody commented. Oh, wow. But, yeah, I thank you guys for watching. And it's very therapeutic for me, too. And I hope you guys got something substantive out of this video. Yeah, I hope you guys go do some. The weather's beautiful. You don't want to get heat stroke, so be careful. And thank you guys for watching. Take care of yourself. Get vaccinated. Bye. How do I end this thing? End stream. Bye.